guy named Paul Campbell who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee now, who teaches in the College of Social Work at the University of Tennessee. Well, when he was getting his doctorate at the University of Alabama, he and I became very good friends, and he basically taught me how to cook. Just sitting around, he had a chopping block, big chopping block table in his kitchen with a couple of bar stools, and I'd go over there and sit and talk to him while he cooked, and that's where I learned this pie. That's where I learned my brisket recipe. That's where I learned, a bunch of stuff. And this pie was actually his grandmother's pie. It's, we call it Paul's raw pie, but he called it, I think, Meemaw's raw pie. I just started making it, and everybody loved it. So you just, every time, what do you want? And that's what they want. So that's why I cook it. I end up now cooking it for everything we had, whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or Easter. And it works good. It works good if you get somebody new that moves in the neighborhood. One Easter, we had a neighbor buy a house down the street, and we invited them over and all that. I baked a pie for them. And as we got to talking, these people from Germany, daughter had lived, their next door neighbor's daughter had lived with my daughter as a roommate in Jackson, Mississippi for 3 years. I'm weird in the kitchen. I kind of do things my own way, and a lot of that is stuff I learned from Paul Campbell. Paul was really good. He was great, and his favorite things were recipes that didn't have a whole lot of moving parts to them, that were fairly simple and old school, but really tasted good. He loved to do recipes from the late 1800s, and he'd find in books and try and do. And he always said he never wanted to cook the same recipe twice. I'm not that, I don't know what you call it, but I like to get a good recipe, and I'll tweak it, and I constantly change it a little here and there, and that kind of stuff. But he always wants to be cooking something, a recipe, a dish he's never cooked before. Sometimes that works out good, sometimes it doesn't. The most fun of cooking is you get to gather a crowd around. I like to cook shrimp carbonara. It was one of my favorite dishes to cook, and I cooked it for 125 one night. It was a fundraiser for the Northridge High School Theater Group for Kate. She was. They kept trying to figure out a way to do it. And we said, well, we can do it. We just sell tickets. And of course, Bill and I, Bill Lloyd and I did it. And he was a big help because he's used to cooking for masses as opposed to, I'm a family cook. One of my favorite places to eat still has the old Southern tradition of they won't serve you green. If they serve you greens, they'll put a slice of onion on top of it. If they serve you beans, they'll put a slice of tomato on top of it. And if they're serving peas, they'll put a steamed a steamed okra, and just lay it, just a little something extra on top of your vegetables to get you, to eat your vegetables. But just one of the other weird things we do in the South. I'm afraid that kind of stuff is dying out, and that's unfortunate because people now tend to spend so much time worried about things other than the taste of the food. And if you're cooking to be healthy and that sort of thing, that's great. But when you're cooking for a special event, you're cooking for taste. It's got a few extra calories in it. So what? It's it's what you're cooking to please a crowd, so you kind of have to go with that.